Good. Okay, how are you? Here we go.
Shalom Uvracha.
Good. Well, now we're going to continue on with the next step in how we're learning how to daven. Okay.
Okay.
So we're now going to start to go into the what's called the ladder. We're going step by step by step by step by step by step. And ultimately, what we're out to do, we're out to make ourselves a vessel to be able to bring the blessings of Hashem into our lives and into the world. So that's like we said before, that when you have a vessel, it has to be that the light and the vessel go together. So to speak, the higher that you want to make what higher do you want to bring a higher light into the world, so you have to make yourself a higher vessel. Okay, so now we're going to go into how the process is. Okay, so we start over here with we're now in the chapter number 382, and it starts out explaining, right, as you said before, that the davening is like a ladder. Why do we say like a ladder? Even I mean, the simple meaning is to say because the ladder starts on the ground and it goes up into the heavens. We find by Yaakov Avinu, right, that he saw in his dream, right, that the ladder was going, the angels were going, coming down and going up and going up and going down.
We mentioned that before, it's an ascent.
Oh, so therefore we understand that the tefillah is like a ladder. Since we are down in this world and we want to connect to above, so therefore we need a ladder. So now one of the important things in the ladder is that we sort of need to know is that in every ladder is built up of we call these steps. We call there's a special word. Steps. No, there's another word. There's a word in English that we call uh, okay. No steps. Okay. So you have to go step by step. All right. And we know when you want to go up a ladder, if there's missing a step or missing two steps and missing three steps, you got a problem, right? Instead of going up, the person could fall down.
Yeah.
So therefore, the same thing with here. We have to approach the davening that we're going from step to step, and each step has to be and become integrated so that we can go to the next step. Okay. So like this. So when we start in our davening, first part is the Pezuki de Zima. Okay. Pezuki de Zima is mostly talking about the greatness of what Hashem is doing to create all the worlds that we're generally in our perception, right? And then we find that that's where we go into all the details, right? The heavens, the earth, and the stars. And so the purpose of this here is that it's something which our animal soul can understand. It's something which a person, when he thinks about it, so he becomes aware that there's a revelation which is going on, which is really above his understanding. In other words, he understands that he doesn't really understand what's going on. So what's the advantage of that process? Because when we wake up in the morning, so we feel ourselves as an entity, right? Hashem made it that we feel a separate entity. And that's the way Hashem wants it, that we should feel that we're a separate entity, so that we could take the separate entity and work with it and influence this entity to realize that he's a created entity, that the real entity is the creator. And that's exactly why the physicality is the place where the creator wants to have a home, specifically in the physical world. Why? Why does the physical world have something that the spiritual worlds don't have? Because if, so to speak, it's a match. The physical world says there's nothing else. That's all that there is. There's nothing else. And we know that it's been created every moment. But the fact that it has a feeling there's nothing else but the physicality, and that's it. That's all there is. makes it a vessel for the truth, that there's nothing else but the Creator. So it's a perfect match. But our job is to take physicality and now use it and make it a vessel that the Creator can reveal Himself. And so here we start with the Pzukizima, which is basically to give ideas into our brains and into our feelings that they're hit. We're in the middle of something which is amazingly called like almost like watching a, a show where there's a magician, and all of a sudden out of nowhere comes a rabbit, right? So everybody says, "Wow!" Right? Or he takes a saw and he cuts a person in half, and the person didn't get cut in half. What happened? So there's a certain process a person sees these kind of things. So then he forgets about himself, not thinking about himself. He's thinking about this thing that he saw that doesn't make any sense. So in a way, the Pizzikim Zimra lifts a person up to be in a place which is above his normal feelings. Oh, so this is we call in terms of structure of the davening. This is called in Hebrew called chakika mibechutz. Okay, it's when you want to shape something from the outside. In other words, usually when you want to make pottery. Okay, so take the clay, spin it out, and put your hands on the outside, and therefore it makes a shape on the outside. That's called a chakika mibechutz. That on the outside you have now some sort of a form of what's going to be the vessel. Afterwards, you have to put your hand inside to make the inside. That's called chikika mibifnim. Right? So here the Pesuk Zimra is really cutting away. What's fancy Pesuk Zimra means cutting. When you want to have a tree, you want to cut it out so it should grow better. So then it's called the zamir. You cut it. Actually, that's the reason why that you cut when you cut a tree is that the power of growth which is in the tree shouldn't spread out and get lost. When you prune the tree, so then the power is more concentrated and it can go into the fruit. So too, the animal soul is there interested in this and in that. So you want to grab his attention, and the way to grab his attention is to show him something which is amazing. So that's this bonus of Pesuk to something which is so amazing that you get the animal's attention. Oh, so you have somebody to work with. Okay. So then we go into the next part of the davening, which is the blessings before Kriyishma. Okay. The blessings before Kriyishma are more now into ideas, the ideas of how the Creator has created angels and that they're praising the Creator. So you're getting now more into an understanding, more under ideas, even though that ultimately what we're heading towards is that the animal soul should get excited about it. They should want to be part of it. That's why we talk about the angels. We have to talk about angels, or the animal soul. What has to do with angels? But since the spiritual source of the animal soul has a spiritual source, so so to speak, to say that to the animal soul, listen, where you come from. Come from this high thing, creations. They're spending their time praising the Creator. So you can also praise the Creator. So it gets him, so to speak, into the area of wanting to relate. Then we go into even more. We go into the brachas of Krishma, talk about how much Hashem loves us, how much He chosen us, and how important that the relationship is. So here the animal was now being sort of the light of the love is being lit on top of it until he comes to the point where he wants to be part. That's what it says. You have to serve Hashem with your whole heart, the two hearts. And even the animal soul should want to be part of the praising and the connection with Hashem. Okay, then afterwards we go to the level of the Kriya Shema, of the Shema, And there, we're already at a level, that's just when we're giving ourselves over to the Creator, giving everything that there's nothing else but it. And then we run into the Shmona Esrei. The Shmona Esrei now is, so to speak, the opposite. It's now, instead of thinking about me, it's now there's nothing else but the Creator. And when the person comes to this point, he's standing in front of the Creator, and he is a vessel. Now, to ask for his blessings. And so when he asks for his blessings, he's now a vessel to be able to receive the blessings. So that's why that every step of this process is important. We simply go from step to step and find so, so the next one step allows you to go to the next step. And ultimately, this is to turn the person into a vessel. That this vessel should be able to reveal blessings that Hashem is giving to bring them down into the world. And that's what's called today a short and sweet class. And we should have the merit that we should be able to be in the base of English immediately.